Grade 12, this is civil drawing 2 of our module 2, and we are looking at the very similar type of drawing we used to do in civil drawing 1. You will find that if you zoom in on your drawing, you will find there are bulleted points which refer to all the components that you will see here on this instruction sheet. Okay, please go through them carefully. The only difference to the previous one would be that the roof is now going to be going that way, and that's very important to notice based on that little insert there. And then of course you also need to look at the roof structure. It's quite different to the roof structure we had previously. Take note of the roof. These are the roof lines that you see there. Make sense of how it syncs with the one on top here. Okay. And then of course you have all the other components, the door, window, schedule, the table of content for the electrical symbols and features, and you also have the drawing sheet on page 6, the floor plan, which must be the start of your drawing, which will reflect to this component that we see here, an incomplete floor plan. So familiarize yourself with the information here, and then hopefully we'll be able to start with the first component, which is the floor plan. Upon evaluation of the floor plan, you will find that you should go according to the work criteria on the side, where you have your doors and your windows as it should be. Here are the windows. The only difficult window is going to be here, this particular window there. So it slots perfectly into that space here. It still has a 2 millimeter, between 1 and 2 millimeter outside for the windowsill. You still have the two thin line which represent the frame inside the middle of the wall. This little part here can be drawn at preferably 60 or 45 degrees. Seems that this angle is 135. Yeah, so that's the only window drawing which might be a little bit of a challenge, but the memo will assist you in that regard. Then also you have your fixtures which will be there according to the correct scale of 1:50 and the correct sand symbols, and then of course also the electrical components that you will find in all around your house, indicated by the numbers provided on the instruction sheet. And then you need to hatch the entire wall unit inside and outside, same hatching, 2 lines gap, and you finish this off with having the labels, kitchen, and what the floor finish should be, tiles, carpet, etc., and so on. Okay, that concludes the evaluation of your floor plan. Let's go and do the west elevation on top, where you are going to look at this specific section here in front, drawn at the top as your west elevation. Here you have your west elevation, and we take cognizance of the walls coming up from the side of the building, both sides, and this wall here, which is the part on the front edge. In the middle you have the roof structure that's there, and luckily the roof structure is at 30-degree angle, so it makes it easy for us to draw with a set square. Take note of the thickness of the barge boards, and these are barge boards which basically would be 5 millimeters, and also the fascia boards that will be at 5 millimeters here as well. In this case the gutter is drawn 2 millimeter apart, lines apart to indicate the gutter, and it goes slightly 2 millimeter over here, which means it returns on that side there. You're also going to find significantly that these parts of your barge boards go slightly further than the required roof finish that we have there. So, but that is the purpose of a barge board. It covers slightly further than the fascia board. So if this will not align with that specific end there, it will probably end right here with that end point of your fascia is returning on that side, and the same here with that one returning on that side there. And then you will find that you will have that little piece that goes up in line with that, and it links up with the roof pitch, and it goes that way, and this links up with the roof pitch from the floor plan, and it goes down at 30 degrees. Remember to put in double lines here, which is 1 millimeter apart. Don't forget the downpipe. That's brought down from the front of the house where you have the rainwater downpipe, and then the little trap, which is a circle. Then you will have to put in the different wall edges here according to the shape that it will have in your floor plan, and I just want to show you where it comes from. So it basically comes from these corners here, which you will see in the drawing which I've drawn. I've marked the points quite clearly where they come from in different colors, and also when you look at the slab on top, which serves as a roof over this section here, concrete slab, it comes from these components that I've marked off clearly in the different colors. Take note of that, please. And you projected up the slab, and the slab comes from the respective points that I've just mentioned, and then you will have your door and your window brought up. Remember, this is a hinged side here, and that's a latch side. You need to put it into the window there. That's a fixed panel, so there's no opening here. Don't forget the little step here, which is half between that floor finish and this, which basically means that from here to here is 8, and that is going to be 4, and the same thing applies here. That is going to be coming from the slab step that you have on this side of the house. So just project it up, and you will have that in the same line there. Then you will obviously also have this floor finish line running across here. Remember that the line type is very important. And just mentioning again here, don't forget to put in your window sill here. You don't have to have double lines. They do indicate double lines here. Should you have double lines, then you should have a double line here as well for the window sills. Should you have single lines, a single line is required for the window sill. Okay, let's move to the, just before we go there, west elevation, finished floor level, and your natural ground level. Let's look at the section view. The section view, of course, is the cut between this section line here, and you basically standing here and your eyes are viewing in the same direction as the arrow. Remember, you're cutting through a door and the stoop outside, and whatever is in the backdrop here, which is the kitchen sink. So you need to take that into consideration as well. So we're going to draw all the detail that includes that little piece of section there. So here we have our section elevation, and you start with the given foundation here. You draw up your wall, you add your various slab levels, all divided by 20. Very importantly, that slab goes halfway into the wall. Then you have your screed there, and the screed runs into your DPC. Don't forget to put your concrete step here, which is going to be 300 by 200, all divided by 20. Then you add your door into your wall. Don't forget to put in your lintels above the height of the door, all divided by 20. You have your kitchen sink. It tells you how high the kitchen sink will be mounted. This distance here you obviously got from the distance here, multiplied by 50 divided by 20 gives you that distance away there, and then you project that in the space here. Just remember that this little piece here is your own dimension. You can keep it at 4 or 3 millimeters, but this must all be divided according to the electronic symbols on your instruction page, divided by 20. That's very important. In this case, your door is just a single line. Include all the hatching details as you are experiencing it on this memo sheet here. And then, most importantly, the roof. Let's look at the roof. The roof is at an angle at 30 degrees, and then we'll have our wall plate there that lines up with your ceiling board and your branding. You will have your tie beam and your rafter there, part of your truss. That is 6, this is 2, that is 6. This is a 4 here, and then you have a double line here, which is normally 2 millimeters for your sheeting, and your purlines are actually in between here, 3 millimeters apart. This distance here is 3 millimeters and the 3 millimeters there, and then your distance across here for the spacing of the purlines in the same manner. This is 400 on your instruction sheet divided by 20, and that is 1000 divided by 20. And then you will have your fascia board here, which is 1 millimeter by 12.5 or 13 if you round it off. And then you will have your gutter, which is 5 and 8 and 5 again. The gutter can be anywhere in the space of the fascia board here. The fascia board returns on that side. That's why we have that line and this line. And finally, you will find that this must be brought up until the sheeting over there, and that's very important for your beam filling, disallowing birds to nest into this space over here. So that basically concludes this section view.